The Golden State Warriors are heading into training camp with a clear message. It's time to stop playing it safe. After a frustrating offseason filled with uncertainty surrounding Jonathan Kuminga, the team has finally made a move that could shape their short-term future in a big way. Seth Curry is expected to join the squad. That's right, the younger Curry brother is reportedly locked in a sign with the Dubs, and it's not just about the nostalgia of having two Kawhis on the floor at once. This is a strategic chess move. If there's one thing this team desperately needed last season, it was another consistent threat from deep. They couldn't buy a bucket from the perimeter in critical moments, and fans haven't forgotten the shooting struggles during that Timberwolves series. The floor spacing was a mess, the bench shooting unreliable, and the offense way too dependent on Steph working miracles every night. Now, imagine adding another Curry to the mix, someone who shot over 45% from beyond the arc last season. That's not just a decent shooter. That's elite. That's someone defenses have to account for every possession. When Steph gets swarmed by defenders, especially in the playoffs, having Seth lurking on the opposite wing is a game changer. Teams won't be able to double Steph the way they've gotten away with in the past. You leave Seth open, and it's 3 points. Simple as that. It's a revival of the Splash Brothers energy, except this time, it's not just poetic, it's literal. Two brothers, two snipers, one mission. But as exciting as the Seth signing is, it also casts a spotlight on a lingering problem the Warriors just can't seem to fix: size. It's been the Achilles heel of this roster for years now. And as of today, Quinton Post is the only player over 7 feet tall on the depth chart. That's not going to cut it when you're facing teams like Denver with Nikola Jokic or the Thunder, who are stacking up young, athletic bigs. Even Houston is quietly building a strong interior presence. And if Cooper Flag hits the ground running in Dallas, the Western Conference suddenly gets even more dangerous. Against those kinds of teams, versatility matters, yes, but size still wins games in the playoffs. The addition of Seth solves one issue, but also highlights how unbalanced the current roster is. Gary Payton, too, is likely back. DeAnthony Melton is in the mix. Al Horford's name has been floated, although that one still feels like a stretch. Throw in some of the younger pieces like Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, and the recent draft picks, some of whom may be G League bound or overseas stash projects, and you start to see a team with decent backcourt depth but glaring holes elsewhere. As it stands, they got 6 guys under 6'5" who could all be part of the rotation. That's a lot of guards. And while depth is nice, it doesn't mean much if the matchups kill you when it matters most. What's becoming clearer by the day is that the Kuminga situation has frozen this team's ability to move forward. It's not just about his development or fit anymore. It's about the ripple effect he's causing across the entire roster. The longer the front office hesitates, the more opportunities they lose. Already, names like Thomas Bryant and Emoni Bates have slipped through the cracks. Bates, in particular, stings. A former top high school recruit who had the potential to become something special with the right development. And now he's headed to the Sixers instead. That's the kind of gamble a team like the Warriors should be taking, especially in a transition period like this. They've always been a franchise known for developing talent, turning overlooked players into contributors. And Bates, at just 21, could have been another one of those stories. It's frustrating as a fan to watch the team drag its feet. Training camp is a week away. The window is narrowing. And if this really is the last dance era for the Warriors, with Steph and Draymond still around but time clearly ticking, the urgency needs to match the moment. The Seth deal feels like a sign that they're finally stepping on the gas. It's a short-term move, probably a 2-year deal, but it's a signal. This front office knows they need to compete right now, not in 3 years. And the only way to truly lean into that is to stop holding out hope that Kuminga suddenly becomes the missing piece. He might, but odds are he won't. And even if he does, it might be too late. There's a case to be made for flipping Kuminga now, while he still has value for the kind of pieces that help you win in May and June. Names like Nick Richards, Royce O'Neal, even Nikola Vucevic have been tossed around. Vucevic especially would be a fascinating fit. A big man who can set strong screens, space the floor, and open up clean looks for both Kawhis on the perimeter. That's exactly what this team is missing. with Steph drawing doubles and defenses rotating hard. Having Seth on the opposite corner with Vucevic in the high post could be deadly. Simple pick, kick out, splash. That's Warriors basketball. But to make that happen, the front office needs to stop being indecisive. For weeks, we've been hearing about internal meetings, back-and-forth discussions, uncertainty between ownership and management. Enough already. The rest of the league is moving. Roster spots are being filled. Value is shifting. The longer they wait, the more they risk losing both value and chemistry. And that's dangerous in a league where momentum can change overnight. The real shame in all of this isn't just the delay, it's the message it sends. Free agents and future draft picks are watching. They're paying attention to how the Warriors operate. And right now, it looks like a franchise stuck in limbo, unsure of what direction to take. That's not the Warriors we're used to. That's not the aggressive, visionary team that once built a dynasty around a skinny kid from Davidson. The talent is still there. Steph is still Steph. Draymond still brings the fire. Klay's future is uncertain, but he's part of the legacy. The addition of Seth brings a new spark. But none of it matters if the organization can't commit to a direction and act on it. As of now, the best-case scenario is this. Kuminga is traded within the next few days for rotation-ready size and experience. Seth is officially signed. Training camp begins with clarity and momentum, and the team enters the season not just hoping to compete, but expecting to. Because let's be honest, this isn't just another season. This could be the last real shot at a title before the full rebuild hits in 2 or 3 years. By the summer of 2027, most of this core will be gone. That's the reality. So if there's a time to go all in, it's now. Not later. Not next trade deadline. Right now. The Seth Curry signing may have brought a wave of optimism, but beneath the excitement, the Warriors still face a heavy dose of reality. That last dance mentality isn't just a narrative, it's the hard truth. The core that once ran the league is nearing the end of its road, and there's no more time to waste waiting for projects to develop or hoping the locker room magically figures itself out. The clock is ticking, and every single move from here on out has to reflect that urgency. That's why the continued limbo with Jonathan Kuminga is so frustrating. This saga should have been resolved months ago. The fact that it's still hanging over the franchise with training camp just days away shows how much indecision has taken hold behind the scenes. Kuminga is talented. No one's questioning that. But talent alone doesn't win titles. Fit, mentality, timing, all of it matters. And right now, his situation is clogging up what could otherwise be a very clear path for the Warriors to make smart, win-now moves. Whether it's because of front office hesitation or ownership reluctance, they've already lost pieces they could have had. Amani Bates might not be a household name yet, but that was the kind of low-risk, high-reward swing the Warriors used to be great at. Thomas Bryant, while not a game-changer, could have been a serviceable big man to help with the size issue. But both are gone, largely because Golden State chose to wait around instead of acting decisively. And as much as fans want to hope that Kuminga becomes the guy everyone thought he could be, the writing is on the wall. It's not happening here. At least not in time to help this version of the Warriors win another championship. That's what makes the potential trade scenarios even more intriguing. A move involving players like Royce O'Neal and Nick Richards might not light up the headlines. But those are guys who fit exactly what this team needs. Toughness, size, playoff readiness. Even someone like Ryan Dunn, still raw but physically gifted, would give Steve Kerr a different look defensively. And then there's the dream scenario, a real play for Nikola Vucevic. That's not a swing for the fences. That's a calculated, strategic addition that brings balance to a roster heavy on guards, but light in the paint. Vucevic could come in and immediately become the best screen setter on the team, the kind of guy who helps Steph and Seth operate with just a little more space and a lot more efficiency. It's a simple equation. Make life easier for your shooters, and the wins will follow. The idea of packaging someone like Moses Moody or Buddy Hield to make a Vucevic deal happen shouldn't scare the Warriors front office. This isn't the time to cling to potential. This is the time to maximize the present. Moody has shown flashes, and Buddy can light it up when he's hot, but the Warriors already have guards. What they don't have is a stable big who knows how to anchor a playoff-caliber frontcourt. Every team that makes a deep run has won. The Warriors used to rely on Draymond to do it all, but those days are gone. He's still a leader and a defensive force, but putting that entire burden on him again is asking for disaster. The team needs to stop pretending like a committee of undersized wings and backup centers is going to magically evolve into a playoff-ready front line. What makes the Seth edition so encouraging is that it finally feels like the Warriors are making a decision with clarity. This isn't about developing for the future. This is about winning now. You bring in a guy like Seth because you believe you can still win big, and you want to surround your stars with veterans who know how to play. But if that's the logic, then it has to be applied across the board. Signing Seth, but then keeping Kuminga and letting roster flexibility vanish would be like buying the engine for a race car and forgetting to build the frame. It's pointless unless the full strategy lines up. And that's the next step the organization has to take. Cut through the noise and finish shaping the roster. And let's talk about the emotional side of this for a second. Warriors fans have been patient. They stuck around during the tank year. They watched the rise, the fall, the rebuild, the resurrection. They're not asking for miracles. They just want a team that's built with purpose. And the sad part is, this indecision with Kuminga has already cost them more than just a few role players. It's damaged trust. You don't sit on the fence for this long unless you're unsure about your identity as a franchise. And if you're unsure, how can players buy in? How can veterans feel like they're part of something cohesive? How do young guys develop when the environment around them is constantly shifting? The upcoming training camp should have been a fresh start, a chance to hit the ground running with a revamped roster and clear goals. Instead, it's shaping up to be more of the same questions, the same awkward conversations, the same waiting game. But there's still time. Barely, but enough. If the Warriors are going to salvage this offseason, the next few days are critical. Finalize the Seth deal. Pull the trigger on a Kuminga trade. Bring in some size, some toughness, some experience. Give this team the balance it's been lacking for years now. And more importantly, give Steph the support he deserves. He's still playing at an elite level. He still believes this group can win. But even he knows he can't do it alone, and he shouldn't have to. This might not be a dynasty anymore, but that doesn't mean it has to fade quietly. There's still a chance to make noise in the West. There's still a shot at one more deep playoff run, but only if the front office stops hesitating and finally commits to a vision. The league has changed. Teams are younger, faster, more versatile. The Warriors have to evolve or risk getting left behind. And that evolution starts with decisions, not just signing shooters or hoping for internal growth. Real moves, smart trades, clear direction. With Seth Curry in the fold, the window hasn't closed yet, but it will. Fast. Every game, every transaction, every misstep will bring this team closer to the inevitable rebuild that's lurking in the shadows. That's what makes this moment so crucial. Either the Warriors use it to take one final swing at glory, or they waste it clinging to something that's already slipping away. The choice is right in front of them. And for the sake of Steph, the fans, and the legacy of this era, they better make it count. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Whispers have started circulating around the NBA world, and if they prove true, Golden State Warriors fans may be in for a shocking shakeup. Sources close to team operations hint that the Warriors have finalized a surprising trade that could reshape the squad's dynamics. Jonathan Kuminga is reportedly on his way out, and in return, the Warriors are set to receive Nick Richards. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the rumor alone has ignited heated debates across social media and sports talk shows. Kuminga, once hailed as one of the most promising young talents in Golden State's roster, has had a roller coaster tenure with the team. His athleticism and versatility made him a key rotational piece, but questions about consistency and fit have lingered. Could this trade signal that the Warriors are shifting their long-term vision, or is this a calculated move to balance immediate roster needs? On the flip side, Nick Richards entering the picture brings a different skill set. Known for his size and presence in the paint, Richards could offer Golden State a much-needed interior option. The Warriors, often celebrated for their perimeter shooting and small ball lineups, have occasionally struggled against bigger, more physical teams. Richards' addition could address that, providing a rim-protecting anchor and a new dimension to the team's already potent offense. The timing of this rumored move is equally intriguing. With the trade deadline approaching, the Warriors appear to be signaling that they are serious about tweaking their roster, not just for depth, but possibly to make a statement. Fans are already speculating how the locker room chemistry will evolve. Kuminga's departure, if confirmed, would undoubtedly leave a hole in the team's youthful core, while Richards' arrival might alter both the starting lineup and the defensive schemes. NBA insiders suggest that this rumor, if it materializes, could trigger a chain reaction across the league. Teams looking to acquire young talent may circle around Kuminga, while Golden State could solidify itself as a more balanced contender in the Western Conference. The suspense is only building, and as with all trade whispers, fans and analysts alike will be waiting for the official announcement before drawing final conclusions. For now, the chatter is enough to keep Golden State followers glued to their screens. One thing is certain: if Richards does join the Warriors and Kuminga departs, it won't just be a trade, it will be the talk of the NBA. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.